Welcome back. Time to reflect on 4 games that have just finished in the Premier League, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got his permanent reign as Manchester United boss off to a winning start against Watford by 2-1, but they were far from their fluent best, Phil.
Well, I thought they were very average. I thought Watford were fantastic. United looked like they needed that game after the international. And you know what? In the second half, again, they were hanging on for the first 20-25 minutes. They just had 2 bits of real quality that in the end won them the game.
Yeah, both halves very similar in fashion.
Yep.
Marcus Rashford initially broke the deadlock with his 13th in all competitions.
Great goal it was too. Brilliant finish from Rashford. A wonderful bit of enterprising play from Luke Shaw. Great tackle, picks his head up. That pass, Phil, is so good, and the finish is great.
I mean, the pass is sensational, the finish is even better. Look, he started the move, Luke Shaw, he won the tackle, he spots the run, he just held his run there a little bit, Marcus Rashford. I'm with Andy, I still think that Ben Foster's no need to come charging out.
Yeah. Set yourself, get ready, make the... You know, don't allow him just to clip it over you because you're trying to get right on top of the ball. I see a lot of goalkeepers, clearly... It's something that they're coached nowadays to try and get as close to those feet as they can and smother a shot before you get a chance to get it away. But you often see top players just able to clip it over goalkeepers. They're rushing out.
As the saying goes, there's no 2 halves of football that are quite the same, but this was the exception because Watford were by far the better at Old Trafford in the second period before Anthony Martial, against a run of play, made it 2-0.
He did. I mean, he came in off this left-hand side, little 1-2, got a little bit of a look there, but look, he plays it wide and then gets into the middle, and then he gets a little bit of luck.
Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah, he's in the right place. It was really close to being offside, but it's a good call from the officials. He's just onside when we'll see it from this 18-yard angle. But again, they got a man over United. Clever little threaded pass right there. It almost looks offside from that angle, but he's not. And then he's got the presence of mind to get up. And then that little scoop finish, Phil, was a good one.
It was a good one. I mean, look there, he's just onside Anthony Martial. He tries to just flick it with his right foot in behind Ben Foster. Ben Foster gets a hand on it, he gets up really quick. This little scoop there is really good. But you know what, it was a really good game because Watford actually went for it. They caused problems, the game was open, there was a lot of space in midfield, and actually the goal that Watford scored was just rewards.
They were certainly knocking on the door, and as you quite rightly said, 90 minutes on the clock. They did get the breakthrough themselves, did Watford. This was the least they deserved.
It was. You know, I'd love to have seen Old Trafford if this was 10 minutes earlier or 5 minutes earlier because, look, it was a really good 1-2. Decore, it was a really good finish.
Yeah, Troy Deeney does well. We can see Decore circled. Watch the clever little dummy coming up from Troy Deeney. Just there, which allows Decore to pick that up and clip that in the corner. Really good goal. And they deserve very good and consistent against the best of the rest. But the performance today was a bit more like what they're capable of giving.
Yeah, they lost their last 13 away to the top 6 of Watford, but that was much, much better from Javi Gracia's side. This is what's on the horizon then in all competitions for Manchester United. Wolves, and then that huge challenge against Barcelona in the first leg of their quarter-final of the Champions League. West Ham, Barca again, Everton and Manchester City. Will it matter to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that they weren't so convincing today?
No, I mean, you saw Pep's interview. He said after the international break, you never know how you're going to react. And I think his team did look a little bit rusty, but you know what? They've got big games coming up. Big game against Wolves on Tuesday, and they've got to keep winning.
Yeah, and the fact that they'd lost their last 2, of course, in all competitions, it made all the more important the need for a win, no matter what way.
Yeah, the need for a win just to get over the line today. Look, in Phil's day with Sir Alex, it wasn't always brilliant every week. It's about getting over the line. You know, they perfected the art of doing that, and Ollie today will be pleased that they managed to get all 3.
OK, let's go around the grounds then. Starting at Turf Moor, Burnley started the day just 2 points above the relegation zone. They'd lost their last 4, and boy, did they need this 2-0 win against Wolves.
They did. I mean, you look at the height there of the line of Wolves, and when you're that high, you've got to sprint back in. They didn't. It's quite unfortunate here, Conor Cole. It comes back off the post, couldn't do anything about it. It was a really good start for Burnley. Yeah,
perfect start for them because, again, they've been very aware of whether this kid does well. You know, he really is catching the eye in a Burnley shirt, Dwight McNeil.
Brilliant.
You know, again, I'm not sure about the goalkeeper's position there, if I'm being honest. Looks like he's a little bit too far on his line. But nonetheless, I think that's a good strike and that's clever play from an emerging talent. There's no doubt he's a player to watch.
All South Coast affair at the Amex Stadium between Brighton and Southampton. Neither safe from relegation. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg with what could be a vital strike for them to stay up.
It was a good finish. Brilliant pass from Nathan Redmond. Brighton pushed and hit the bar there through Montoya. They're normally so strong at home. Look at the reaction of Hassan Hüttel there. He knows how big a game and result that is.
Yeah.
The third win in 4 for them. And what would have been Leicester late chairman's Kun Vishai's 61st birthday, the Foxes have made it 3 wins on the spin. The latest a 2-0 win against Bournemouth.
Yeah, good little clever touch from Wes Morgan. He's up there, of course, looking to get his head on things, and he just puts his heel on that one and it flies in. And then and the second goal, Phil, when it came a little bit more of a regular scorer.
It was. I mean, Vardy missed one in the first half. We saw that at half-time, but he gets back on the score sheet. Brendan Rodgers had a really good start, but you know what? He's got good players at Leicester, and I think they're a team that he will enjoy coaching.
And what would have been an emotional, of course, afternoon as far as the current stand-in chairman is concerned in top there. Let's just have a look at the picture at the bottom of the table. You can see there that Huddersfield have already got that dreaded R by their name, so they've gone with 6 games remaining. Should games go against them. So for Scott Parker, it's more about retaining some pride now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here on in.
Look, they will go down, won't they? Whether it's midweek or whether it's next week, whenever they're gonna go. There's going to be an R next to Fulham pretty soon, that's for sure. The interesting bit is obviously for Cardiff now, because that gap has now become 5, and that's difficult. That means they got to start look to win back-to-back games. And, you know, they've got Chelsea tomorrow on their own patch, Manish, and that is not going to be easy either.
Yeah, Burnley, Southampton, Brighton, all fascinatingly poised on 33 points. Phil, how do you see that panning out, do you think? Who do you fear for? Apart from Fulham.
Cardiff.
Yeah.
I think Cardiff's running is really difficult. Really difficult. I think they've got to win this game tomorrow to give them any chance. But at the moment, I look at Burnley, I look at Southampton, I think they've got more quality.
Great stuff. Phil, thanks very much indeed for your company. Mario will be joining us very shortly as we look forward to our final live game here on Matchday Live, as we feature 2 sides who have a top 7 finish within their sights. West Ham take on Everton there at the London Stadium.